You know, one thing I love about Happy Valley Middle School is all the cool electives we get to take, such as media arts, but there's so many more great electives too. So let's go take a quick tour of the school. Some of you have never been in the building, and I'll show you where the electives happen when learning happens in person. Well, first off, we've got our art classroom here. I don't know if we can see much in there. All right, lights are turned off, but this is our art room. Miss Stutzman is the teacher. All right, pretty fantastic class you can take here. Art at Happy Valley. We've got our Engineer It room where Miss Sargent teaches. So here is the Engineer It classroom. Check it out, there are 3D printers that they have. Wow, they have really expanded the program. What an awesome class you can take here at Happy Valley. This is our Foods and Science in the Kitchen classroom. And you can see we have a huge state-of-the-art kitchen with all of the ovens and sinks and everything you'd need for a foods class. What a great class. In addition to art, media arts, foods, and engineer, we also have our music classes at Happy Valley. And let's see if those classrooms are going to be open. Orchestra's locked up today, so I can't get in there, but Miss Lawnmower teaches a pretty cool class where you can learn to play violin, cello, bass, and let's not forget about viola. This room's locked up also, but we've got Miss H's choir and music classroom, and Mr. Winston teaches band in there. We also have Spanish in Mr. Hawanka's classroom. Although my key probably doesn't open his room. I think we should find a way to celebrate these electives, so I have a plan. Let's head to my classroom where I can explain a little bit about the process. So here we have my classroom, and this is our media arts and intro to video computer lab, right? Every student works at their own computer here. We've got a green screen set up in the back of the room. We display lots of photography that everyone makes, right? And we've got lots and lots of camera equipment for students to make some awesome things. But with a new semester coming, we've got new electives that kids are going to be taking. And even though they're asynchronous, doesn't mean that those classes don't deserve a little bit of love. So here's our plan. I'm going to hop into the studio and we're going to go over what we're going to be doing for this week's final lesson. And you've seen this room before. This is where Aaron TV and my video lessons usually happen. So let's hop right into the end of the lesson. All right, hello everybody, and welcome to a combined lesson of both Intro to Video Production and Media Arts, because we've reached the end of our semester and it is time for our final project. So the other day I was in a meeting with some other teachers planning out what Community and Connections is going to look like. And what we were talking about is how second week of February, you have a brand new semester, which means you've got new elective classes. Now, I was originally planning on doing a what I learned in media arts or what I learned in intro to video production as our very final project that you'd get 2 weeks to work on. But realizing that students are going to be getting new electives, I thought it would be great to take your video skills and create some videos that show what we've learned in some other electives and what we can expect. So you have 2 weeks to do this final assignment. There are no more secret words for the rest of the semester. This week, you are going to write a script for a video about any of your elective classes that you took this semester. That script is due this Friday. That's for both media arts and for intro to video. And then you're going to start working on the video that's going to be due the following Friday. So that's going to be the 5th of February. So let's jump right into this so we can see how we're going to make these videos. All right. So like I said just a moment before, you were going to write a script. I'm going to show you an example of what that script should look like. It should take you about 30 to 45 seconds to read it. And then you're going to use that script with some video footage of the class that you're going to be talking about. And that video, once again, is going to be due the following Friday. That is the 5th of February. So what needs to be in your video? Okay, so First off, you're going to need to have a title with a name of the class. So all videos should start and end with titles. So keep that in mind as you're making this video. If you're doing a foods class, it can start with a foods title. It'll end with a foods title. For 30 to 45 seconds, maybe even a minute long, you're going to have a voiceover or a cutaway shot of you describing why you like the class. So choose an elective that you enjoyed this semester that you can really highlight, talk about all the positives of, even though we're doing it in distance learning. And so it's going to have a narration of you describing the class. That is a super important part of it. That's what's going to go in the script that's due this Friday. So please make sure to do a very thorough job on that so that you have a nice script to read from when you go to film your video. It's going to make it a lot better than just making something up as you are filming your video. All right, you are then going to have screen recordings of your class's Google Classroom, some instructional videos if your teacher makes those, or examples of the work. So depending on which class you're doing, it might look a little different. If it's a foods class, maybe you have some video footage of the cookies that you made. If it's the media arts class, maybe it's going to be your animations or some of your photo P designs. Whatever you can make it be, we're going to have B-roll that supports this. So to my media arts students, we just tried this once with one activity. For our intro to video students, we got a little more involved in this. So think about your last choice video project and how you really supported with B-roll. Help paint a visual picture of what this elective looks like, because you are advertising this to students so that when they start foods or engineer it next semester, they're excited to learn. They kind of have an idea of what they might be doing, and they're going to see some of the great things that happen. All right. And then lastly, you're going to include some video footage of an actor doing work for the class. It can be you being the actor, or you could get a brother or sister to act in it if you wanted. But if it's an art class, maybe have some footage of you making a watercolor. If it's a foods class, maybe doing some cooking. For media arts, maybe a time lapse of a photo P design. But think about how you can have some video footage of you being a student in that class, or another actor if you don't want to be the one that appears in it. Now, this video should show off all of the skills that you've learned in this class this semester and can be about any elective class that you've taken this year. So you can use video or photos for B-roll, and you can even create your titles in Photo P or directly in the video editing software, depending on how you want to do this. You're going to add music to your video, but you're going to make sure that it's low enough so you can still hear yourself talking. So to my intro to video students, we got into this a lot more, talking about how you can fade your music. You want to try and just think about how can you really make sure that you're still understanding the message of your video. That's probably the most important part of our class, is making sure you can clearly communicate a message. And we don't want to drown that out with music, but at the same time, we want to find some sound effects that can help support our video and make it sound a little better. All right, so let's see. Where will my video be shown? Now, like I said before, your video might be used on Heron TV or shared with community and connections teachers to show students about what to expect in their classes next semester. If you do not want your video shown, you can choose to make the video about media arts or intro to video production, okay? Everyone's going to make this video, though, and all other classes will be potentially aired on Heron TV. Now, I even want to show a media arts and an intro to video one, but if you want to make it about this class and you really want it to be shown, I highly encourage you to do that. However, I do want to try and get all the different elective classes covered. So yeah, just let me know. If you really want to do the video for this class for Heron TV, you could. But generally, if you're just planning on making a video that you don't want to be aired, just make it about media arts or make it about intro to video. All right, here are some important due dates for you. And let me show you the script as well that you're going to be working on. So this Friday for 10 points, no secret word this week. Instead, you just have to hand in a script. And your script needs to write out all of the dialogue that you will use in your voiceover, as well as describe the camera angle setting, the B-roll that you'll be using in your video. And you're going to turn in the assignment by the 29th of January. That is half the points, is did you plan it out? So in Google Classroom for this week's assignment, not where you're going to attach the video, but just for this week's assignment, there'll be another video assignment for next week where we talk about what to do with your final project. But you're going to, this Friday, hand in this script. It'll only have the top part and it'll say script and production notes, and it's your job to fill in the rest. So here's my script. I've enjoyed being a part of the Heron TV Video Club this year. Each week, our teacher, Mr. Oliver, you know what? I'm just going to show you the video that I made, and you'll see how it matches the script. But I've enjoyed being a part of the Heron TV Video Club this year. Each week, our teacher, Mr. Oliver, posts assignments for us to complete that will be used on HTV. We get to sign up for various segments such as the joke of the day or the random fact of the episode, and we can also choose to host the entire show. Unlike my core classes, this group doesn't meet live twice a week, but we still have a Google Classroom. We also meet live with Mr. Oliver every other week to discuss ideas, plan out segments, and choose roles for the show. If this was a traditional school year, this would be an after-school club where kids get to learn about video production and hang out with friends. Since we're in CDL, this club meets online, but we still find a way to make it work and still have fun doing it. The Heron TV Video Club is a great way to get involved. But I have it here as an example for you so you can see that you want every word that you're going to say as your A roll to be in the script so you know what to do. It'll help you. Now, at the bottom, I have my production notes. So these were just bullet points of things that I thought I wanted to include in my video. So I want a medium angle of me sitting in the studio reading the script. That's going to be my main A roll. But then I'm going to have screen recording of my Google Classroom for the HTV Video Club. I'm doing the HTV Video Club as an example because it's not a class that anyone's taking, but so you'll still get an idea of what it looks like. I'm going to do a screen recording of our group meeting. I'm going to do some cutaways to the role sign up, cutaways to a script, cutaway to some footage of the video club from last year when we were in person. I'm going to have some behind the scenes shots of me recording a segment. I'm going to also have me do a little bit of editing and include that in the video. And then I'll have some screen recording of the whole YouTube channel where the videos are posted. So you want to have lots of details. Now, they might change, but the idea is that you go into this with a plan. Super important part of video production is that you plan it out and then you try and follow that plan. You might get creative at the time and change it a little bit, but you want to go into it with a plan so that you can be successful with this. So a fairly short lesson this week because it's all about thinking about what class you want to make your video about and how you're going to film it. So we're going to get that script together by this week. You may start working on the video early then, but then your final draft of the video will be due the following Friday on September 5th. All right, one thing you might need help with is how to do some screen recording so you can get some B-roll. So I am going to show you how to use the screen record function in WeVideo. I've shown you before, but I'm going to show you one more time so that you can capture some of that footage that you have from your elective classes, whether it's videos or slides or any other media that they have. So let's take a look at that. Okay, so we are going to be talking about how to do some screen recording with WeVideo. So what you're going to do is you are going to go to the little button that says record, and when you do that, it gives you some options for webcam, screen, or screen and webcam. I'm going to record screen and webcam so that you can see me as I'm talking about this, but you can just choose screen and you will be able to just make a recording of that. So it'll bring up your camera and then you are going to select a microphone if you need to. So if you're not going to be talking during this, you can probably just turn that off to no audio. I'm going to leave it on because I might actually use this in my video. So I'm going to choose my microphone that I'm using here. And now I'm making my screen recording. So I'm going to select the screen that I want to record. So it's going to be the one that's showing, this is kind of confusing because I've got, the screen 2 there. And now it's going to say, get ready, 3, 2, 1, go. Now it's going to be recording. And you'll see at the bottom of your screen, there's something that says wevideo.com is sharing your screen, stop recording. So you're going to press that stop recording whenever you're finished doing your screen recording. So since you need B-roll of some of your classes, what I recommend doing is going to your Google Classroom with your screen recorder turned on. Right? When you go there, you're going to be able to see whatever your teachers end up posting. Now, I'm not in the same class as you guys are, but I could go into, for example, I could go into my media arts class and I could see this week's lesson. And when I click on that assignment and hit its instructions, I'm going to see whatever I've posted. So I could go ahead and click on the video, right? I'm going to mute this though. I don't want to hear that. I could have now I'm screen recording the video that my teacher shared with me. So if you have this type of video created in your class, maybe Miss Pearson post a video. Maybe Mrs. H, I know she's posting a lot of videos, and so is Mrs. Lorimore. You can just go and screen record parts of their video. So if you're making a media arts video, you could actually screen record some of the videos that I end up sharing with you. That would work just fine. So the other thing, maybe your teacher doesn't post videos for that class, but instead you have slides. You can still go into Google Classroom and you can find those slides. Now you could screen record the slides if you wanted, but I'll show you something else. Let's say that you needed to talk about how you learned how to create a project, or you learned how to add titles in WeVideo. You could click on the slide and then you come to the File button. You're going to press File, Download as a JPEG. That becomes a JPEG. It is downloaded onto your downloads bar, and when you go back to WeVideo and you hit, actually you can just drag it from the bottom to the top part of your screen, and then it's going to add your JPEG, and you could add that right here. Now, let me stop my screen recording so you can see what happens when I do that. This window comes up. You can preview it. I'm going to hit Save. Now it's going to end up in my video as well. So I already have everything I just recorded. Now, the thing about doing a screen, doing a webcam and your screen, is it makes two lines for you. So you could actually choose to record yourself, and then you could delete that, and yet you would still have your screen recording. And so now somewhere in here, as I head in deeper, you'll see that this was the footage that I had. So you can create B-roll for your classes just by doing that. So just to review this week's goal, so you're going to write that script about any elective class you took this semester. Like I said, I really want to get all of my elective classes covered, so I think we'll be able to do that. It should work out really nicely. And then you're going to begin working on that video that is due the following Friday. So I will be available for office hours every day. Feel free to stop by to run some ideas past me, to see how we can plan this out. Everybody has to hand these in. These are our final weeks. This is where you're going to produce something and not just show that you've watched the videos. I'll know you watched the videos by having you hand in this assignment. So as always, folks, never stop creating, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, good luck with your videos, kids. Good luck. May the force be with you.
Who's that guy?